everyone. Thank you for joining us once again here at Seafried and Brew for a weekly briefing. I am Jamie Sumner, Chief Analyst, and I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. We made it through another holiday season, and I hope everyone enjoyed their holidays. But now it's time to get back into the seat again and start thinking about 2018 and the economy and how it will impact our banks. We want to first review over some information that came out over the past couple of weeks. First, we want to look at inventories. Inventories, this is as of November. There's a fairly long lag in these numbers, but some positive numbers came out. We saw wholesale inventories up 0.7%. and retail inventories up 0.1%. Now these are advanced numbers, so they will be revised, but on the surface they look good, especially for the GDP in the fourth quarter, so they should help prop up GDP a little bit, seeing the investment into inventories here. When we look at then the overall incomes and outlays, we saw back in November the employee incomes pop up to 0.4%. So that's a positive, and that's following October number of up 0.2, and then in September up 0.4. So overall, that's a fairly positive number. Now, when we look at the personal income top line number, that came up 0.3%, so a little lower than the wages and compensation to employees, and that's because of the transfer payments came down, you can see here, by 0.2%. So that's kind of the government payments fell a little bit, which is a positive, looking to the fact that more people are getting paid for actually working here. When we look at inflation, though, we can see that the inflation number here at just 0.2% for the PCE, so still inflation very subdued, up a little bit from where it was in October at 0.1, but down from where it was in September at 0.4. So we still see the inflation number still subdued, and we look at the core inflation, core PCE, and that was up just 0.1%. So we see overall inflation picked up a little bit, primarily due to the increase in energy costs. Looking at the consumer segment, and we look at the sentiment here, we continue to see the sentiment rise. It's improving here. That's a positive as we look into 2018, and we see the consumers starting to perhaps spend a little more. We look at expectations, again, similar trend here throughout 2017, a little volatility, but overall we're up from where we were in 2016. As far as inflation expectations by the consumer, you can see relatively flat, still looking out and suggesting not much inflation occurring inside of our market out the next year. We can see where the median price increases kind of filter around that 2 to 2.5%, but this tends to be a little overestimated from when we look at what actually occurs. Remember, these are expectations. But overall, when we factor in all the different information that has come out over the past couple of weeks, we see the Atlanta Fed's GDPNow putting the fourth quarter GDP now at 2.8% for that fourth quarter, so a little below where we saw the final number for the third quarter come in at 3.2. That coming at 2.8, a little softer than we anticipated, but we still have a couple more weeks before we get the advance release or the advanced estimate for the fourth quarter GDP, so it will be interesting to see some of the additional numbers as they start to flow out for the rest of the fourth quarter pertaining to the December numbers here in the economy. Well, that's what we have for you this week. Next week, we'll look at the December jobs report and review over the activity and the interest rates throughout 2017. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Have a great 2018. See you next week.